Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Positive Pessimist Podcast, Wrestling Wednesday edition. We are going to pick the NCAA finals today. Who's going to win, who's going to get their butts kicked, and team scores and all that business. It's my good buddy, CURT Fletcher.
Hey.
Comedian, really funny guy, and wrestling nerd. And for anybody worried about COVID-19, there's a plastic partition right here between us. There's not. We don't give a shit.
There's not. We just got tested.
That was, anyway. Yeah, we're live. Feels kind of weird. There's 4 people watching this already, Kurt.
Holy crap.
Are you nervous?
Well, one of them left. Now I'm not as nervous.
We didn't want you anyway, you son of a bitch. I think they were in until we said, "Ooh, they're back." God bless them. Are you nervous now?
Nope. Keeps going back down to 3.
They can't decide if they want to stay or not. Now there's only 2.
Our banter is not hilarious.
All right. We are live. It feels weird, but we are live. I guess it shouldn't be too worried. There's 2 people watching. If you want to chime in over there and say something, we'll probably ignore it. But go ahead and
try to chime in anyway.
Yeah. Hey, they're back.
Yeah.
You non-committal sons of bitches. Alrighty, Kurt. We should probably start at the beginning. 125. Who do you think is going to win 125?
I think it's pretty obvious that Spencer Lee is going to win 125.
Do you think there's anyone in the entire country besides the parents of the other people in the bracket who are picking?
I think there are probably some people that are thinking, like, maybe Spencer Lee gets COVID today and has to opt out.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, I just don't see anyone. Like, if you're putting money on this tournament, I don't see why you'd put money on anyone else.
Yeah. Spencer Lee is undoubtedly going to win this bracket unless he gets hurt or COVID-19. And
even if he does get hurt, he's still got a good chance to win it.
Yeah, there's a good chance he could win this bracket with one leg. Because the kid is a freak, and I've never seen anybody do what he does at this level. He just turns people like it's a freaking kids tournament, and I don't expect anything different. I think the only guy who's going to give him, I wouldn't call it trouble, but I think the only guy who's going to get out of, who's not going to get pinned will be Devin Schroeder, because he's never pinned him before, and that doesn't mean he can't or won't pin him this time, but it's certainly possible. Mm-hmm. And I don't know much about Camacho, who I picked to make the finals, even though that sounds kind of stupid to say. I don't know much about him, but I'm picking him for the finals.
He is tough. He beat Mueller last year in the ACC tournament.
That's right. That's who you told me. And he also has lost to Latona, the number 2 seed, twice, but it's been really close matches. Mm-hmm. And anytime there's going to be a third match between 2 guys who have already had close matches, I tend to pick the guy who has lost the first 2, just because in my wrestling experience, that is what usually happens.
And it's Latona's first NCAA tournament.
Is he a freshman?
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess it's Camacho's first, too.
Is he a true freshman, Latona?
No, he redshirted last year.
Okay. Well, let's fix this. I don't know if that's fixed or not. Hey, our viewers are back. So, yeah, we're picking Spencer Lee. I also picked him to be the outstanding wrestler of the tournament, because it's hard to not pick a guy to be the outstanding wrestler of the tournament when you're tech falling.
Yeah, and the other award for most pins also. He'll probably win that one.
I believe they call that the Go Ryan Award.
Is that what it is?
Something like that, Go Ryan. Anyway, yeah, he'll get the most pins. Anything else you want to say about this bracket, Kurt?
There's some good matchups. I like a couple first-round matchups a lot with, like you pointed out earlier, Heinzelman versus Howard should be a good one, and that's their third match.
Yeah.
Heinzelman's won the previous 2 in close matches, so.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me to pick, and I hate to pick against Ohio State because I really like Coach Ryan a lot. He's kind of my friend.
I love picking against Penn State, so I pick Malik Heinzelman.
Yeah, that's right. Howard is from Penn State. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go with Heinzelman, and he could make a run for the finals if he's got his head on straight. And like you said, Latona, and I guess he wouldn't have to worry about Camacho. But yeah, I could see Heinzelman making a run and maybe making the finals. And then getting mangled in the finals by Spencer Lee. But I'm not going to make that pick. I'm going to pick Camacho, and I'm going to move on to 133. And I think the finals is going to be. Go ahead with your pick for the finals.
I've got Dayton Fix beating Roman Bravo Young from Penn State.
Yeah, I think Dayton Fix is not only an outstanding wrestler, but he's really hard to score on, and he's good on top. And I don't know if RBY's wrestled anybody that's as good on top as Dayton Fix. So I think it'll be a close one, and they're both outstanding on their feet. But
I could see that one going into multiple overtimes.
yeah, and if it goes into rideouts, that definitely favors
Yeah.
Dayton Fix. So yeah, we're gonna go with Dayton Fix to win it, and I'm also picking the in an upset, if you want to call it that. I think Mickey Philippi. I hate to say this because I really like Austin DeSanto, but I think his hand or his finger or something is hurt, and Mickey Philippi is really hard to score on, and he's also really good on top.
It looked like it was dislocated or something in that match against Lucas Bird because you could see him. He kept messing with it, and he kept, saying something to the coaches about it, and the coaches were just like, "Well, you gotta fucking wrestle."
Yeah, he kept looking at him like my finger, and they're like, "What do you want us to do?"
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, if his finger's bothering him, I could see Philippi beating him for sure.
yeah.
And
Otherwise, I could definitely see him going to the semifinals. And him and Fix, when Fix beat DeSanto before, DeSanto was having bottom issues. He was having problems getting off the bottom. So I could see,
that was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
Because
a
they
couple.
didn't wrestle last year because Fix was suspended.
Yeah, I don't believe that Austin will end up beating Dayton Fix, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's healthy. And I don't know shit about dislocated fingers. I don't know if you can. I don't know how long it takes to recover from such a thing.
Yeah, it's hard to say because watching the match against Bird, like he couldn't grip very well. Plus, Bird kept like grabbing his finger too, which probably didn't help.
What is your expertise on finger dislocations?
I know nothing about them.
Good.
But I still think DeSanto will place even with a dislocated finger.
We should call like an urgent care and be like, "Hey, you're on YouTube Live right now, and what is your feeling on the dislocation finger?"
Say you're 133 pounds. You're a wrestler.
Yeah, and your right hand grip is primarily how you score your points. Guys are like, "What the fuck?" All right, so we got RBY losing to Dayton Fix in the finals, and any potential upsets there besides maybe Philippi over DeSanto?
I didn't really see any, although I'm looking forward to seeing Myers though. Like a possible Myers versus RBY match could be solid.
Yeah, I haven't been able to see. Have you seen Corbin wrestle this year?
Yeah. I saw him a couple matches.
I haven't seen him wrestle at all, but I've heard that he has jumped levels, which is really rare for a sixth-year senior to jump levels. But nothing is impossible. So and he's undefeated, which there's like 40 guys undefeated this year because of the shortened season. So
all 10 champions could end up undefeated.
Yeah, and they could all come out of the Big Ten also.
Yeah.
So anyway, we lost a viewer. Sons of bitches. Good riddance to you.
Someone said go Michigan. I'm going to have to disagree.
He disagrees with who you like.
I just
Kurt's an Iowa fan, if you can't tell by his hat and his sweatshirt and his shorts.
And his family.
Do you have Iowa shorts on too?
I've got Iowa basketball shorts on, yeah.
What are your underpants? Are they Iowa
I'll
underpants?
show you later.
All right.
We got one thumbs up.
Fuck yeah, we do. We ought to have 4 of them. 4 people watching ought to be 4 thumbs up.
Should be 8 thumbs up.
Yeah, good call, Kurt. Moving on to 141 after our blistering commentary of 133. 141, you want to go with
141, it's got to be Drew Matton. Just kidding, Michigan fan. It's going to be a rematch of the Big Ten Finals with Ironman beating Nick Lee, probably.
Look, you made the Michigan guy drop out on us.
I don't give a shit.
I am gonna disagree, and not because I don't think that Nick Lee could make the finals, because I certainly think he could, and there's a very great chance that he will. But again, him and Sebastian Rivera, who's the only guy in recent memory to beat Spencer Lee. But Sebastian Rivera is really good. He went from 25 to 33. Now he's up at 41, and him and Nick Lee rather had a great match at the Big Tens in the semifinals and went into overtime. And it's really kind of a coin flip for me, and I'm just kind of picking Sebastian Rivera because not only is he a really good guy when it comes to being a gamer, but I don't know. I'm kind of picking him to make the finals, and again, if he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I think Ironman's going to make the finals, even though Tariq Wilson is a really outstanding wrestler, and he has gotten third before, and I've heard that he is on the same level as he was a few years ago when he got third. And I don't see him beating Ironman, though. I think Ironman is just on another level this year. But if Ironman and Rivera meet in the finals, which I have them picked to, I think Ironman is going to be too much for Rivera because he's not only good on his feet, but he's really good on top. And if Sebastian Rivera has a weak spot, it would probably be somebody who's really good. Jack Mueller rode him for like 6 minutes a couple years ago at NCAAs. So I think Ironman is going to take the bracket. And Nick Lee will end up third, or he can make it into the finals and have another great match with Ironman. That's not beyond the realm of possibility at all. So that would be a rematch. 149. I will start here, Curtis. I think it's going to be Sammy Sasso and then everybody else. I think Sammy is really tough this year, and I think he is going to end up wrestling. I'm picking Brock Mahler, maybe mainly because Kurt picked Austin O'Connor, and I didn't want to have the exact same picks as him. So I am picking Sammy Sasso to go against Missouri's Brock Mahler. And Brock is really tough. You said that you've seen him quite a bit this year, and he's looking better than he ever has.
Yeah, he looks really good. He beat Llewellyn from Oklahoma State pretty good.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
See, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Because I have Llewellyn making it to the semifinals.
He's good.
But to do that, he would have to beat Ridge Lovett, who I really like from Nebraska. And even though I don't typically root for Nebraska, because a couple years ago, 2017, when my brother and I went to NCAAs, Mark Manning was the only guy that wouldn't sign my brother's little program. My brother works like 90 hours a week, and he was like a kid in a candy store at NCAAs, and everybody was signing his program except Mark Manning. So thanks, Dick. Something about I've got a match to coach or some bullshit.
Yeah. You can't like just scribble your name on there, you bitch. Come on.
Kurt's a little more fired up about it than I am because he hates Nebraska.
Yeah.
So anyway, and Austin O'Connor is really tough. So if you're right, he makes.
I'm excited to see how Bryce Andonia does too from Virginia Tech. He's fun to watch.
Okay.
He actually his match with O'Connor in the ACC finals is really good.
The top half of this bracket seems to be much tougher than the bottom half.
Yeah.
You got Sasso, you got Yaya Thomas.
There's a lot of good first round matches too, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, Rich Lovett versus Peyton Omania, the headlock master from Michigan State. He's kind of my sentimental favorite for this bracket.
Yeah.
I would love it if he could make a run.
He hung with Sasso when they wrestled. I think Sasso beat him 7-6.
Yeah, Sasso is one of those guys who might have a close match here or there, but he is just...
Yeah, like Yaya Thomas took him to overtime last year in the Big Ten tournament.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that could be an interesting quarterfinal. But Sasso is just one of those guys who just always ends up coming out on top. So we are going to go with him and fix this. And keeps falling down on me. So, yeah, Sasso's going to be the champion as far as I'm concerned. And, yeah, I think him and Mahler are going to be a good match in the finals, unless it's O'Connor. It'll be a good match regardless. 157, moving up to Ryan Deacon's territory. This is the top three in this bracket are really good. Ryan Deacon, and then you've got David Carr, or Hayden Hidley is second. And then, who did we say was third? David Carr.
Yeah.
David Carr is my sentimental favorite. I would love to see him win this bracket. I met his dad a couple years ago at NCAAs, and he was just a really great dude. And David Carr wants to be a comedian. He actually texted me not too awful long ago and asked me about this book I recommended for him. And he's just a super nice kid, and he's a hell of a wrestler, junior world champion. But I don't see anybody beating Ryan Deacon. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he's just too good right now. Just beating all the good guys, just punishing them.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
Brayton Lee. I mean, that guy is really hard to score on.
Yeah,
and I
he had
think,
no issues at all.
yeah, I think Deacon scored like he majored him, and I think he beat
Yeah.
him like 12-3 or something. He's just on a different level this year. But I haven't been able to see David Carr wrestle this year, and with his lineage and with just how freaking good he is in general, I'm picking him to make the finals. Maybe that's a sentimental pick because Hayden Hidlay is really freaking good.
Mhm.
But those are your top three. I don't see any way, barring injury, that those three don't end up placing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and the Della Vecchia I've never seen wrestle before,
Yeah,
and
and
he's the
he's
4th
the
seed,
4 seed, and he's
so I have no
undefeated.
idea.
Where's he from? Ryder?
Yeah, I've never seen him wrestle.
Yeah. So Ryder is one of those schools that it's hard to. I think they wrestle in the Southern Scuffle, don't they?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, they didn't have a lot of tournaments this year, so
Yeah.
he's one of the guys we didn't get to see. But I don't see anybody placing in the top three besides.
I would love to see David Carr win though, because my cousin wrestled with his brother at Iowa Central,
Yeah,
so it'd be kind of cool.
yeah, he's just a super nice person.
Yeah.
His whole family is great, at least the ones that I've met. So anyway, we're kind of friends. He texted me once. So. 165. This one was kind of a hard one for me because Alex Marinelli, as great as he is, hasn't looked Alex Marinelli-ish this year. But he's only got to wrestle 5 matches.
Plus, he's wrestling Big Ten opponents.
Yeah.
You know, and all those guys wrestle pretty close matches.
Yeah. Do you see anybody beating him?
I don't. I mean, Mekhi Lewis is not 100% that I've heard. So even if he was, I'd still probably pick Marinelli.
Is that a sentimental favorite, or would that be your true
No,
pick?
he's just. I mean, he's just looked really good the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I just don't see anyone in the weight class beating him.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If Mekhi Lewis was healthy, and he very well may be, he
might be.
he may have just dropped out of the conference tournament because, as like a precautionary thing, he may have been 100%. I don't know, but or 90%. Just didn't want to mess up that injury anymore. But I guess his shoulder's messed up, and he's taken a couple of losses this year. At least one true loss, and I think the other loss is the forfeit. But I like Mekhi Lewis a lot, and I would love to pick him. But if he is injured in any way, I don't see him getting past Alex Marinelli. But Marinelli is also going to have a tough quarterfinals. Shane Griffith from Stanford. He's from Stanford, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I guess he's like a junior now. So that
I think he's a sophomore.
Okay. Again, Kurt knows everything, and I don't know anything. But anyway, I think Alex Marinelli is going to make it to the finals. But I have. Maybe I'm crazy for picking Anthony Valencia to win this bracket. I probably am. But I saw that guy wrestle a few years ago at the U.S. Open before he even got to high school, and he tech-falled Tyler Caldwell, and he was beating Andrew Howe 4-0. I think he ended up losing like 6-4 or something. But he's just got some off-the-charts talent, and I've always wanted to see him put it all together. And maybe I'm insane. He might not even make the finals. He's got to get through Ethan Smith, who has to get through Travis Whitlake on the bottom half, and Jake Wenzel is down there as well, who is really tough. But I don't know. Maybe it's a sentimental pick because I've always wanted to see him do well.
Yeah, he's never placed, has he?
I think he got a COVID All-American last year.
Okay.
Did he not? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, that could be completely wrong. And if anybody knows that we're wrong, feel free to correct us. But yeah, I think Valencia is going to win this bracket, and I have no real basis for saying it. I haven't been able to see him wrestle this year, but he's got off the charts talent, and
he beat Griffith pretty good.
Yeah, and Shane Griffith is really freaking tough.
Mm-hmm.
Who did Griffith almost beat a couple years ago? Was it Joseph?
Yeah, he wrestled him really tough. I think it was a 1-point match, maybe.
Yeah.
So I know he lost to him when he redshirted, and then I think they might have wrestled again. But yeah, it was really close.
Yeah. But who did you say beat the crap out of him? Valencia?
Valencia beat him, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And Valencia was a 74-pounder last year, and I don't know. I just feel like he's better than he's shown the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe we freaking place. But I'm picking him to win it over Alex
I've
Marinelli.
got Keegan O'Toole in the finals losing to Marinelli. Keegan O'Toole's a true freshman from Missouri
Okay.
who he didn't really get to wrestle a strong schedule because of the conference he's in, but I think he's gonna do really well. I don't know if he'll make the finals, but that's what I picked.
You said he's a true freshman?
Yeah, he's a true freshman. He's really good.
Well, I kind of hope I hope he does well. I don't know if I want him to knock off Valencia, but I love when true freshmen make the finals. I just
Yeah.
think that's an amazing
It's pretty rare.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you want to say about that bracket? You see any upsets or anything?
No, it's gonna be a pretty good one though. I think. There's a lot of like Whitlake's got a low seed because he lost in the Big 12 tournament. So
Who did he
that's,
lose to at the Big 12 tournament?
he lost to Weber or something like that.
Because
From, like, North Dakota State.
he is freaking tough.
Yeah.
Travis Whitlake.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that he lost.
I remember his high school career, and there was somebody there that he wrestled last year that I think he lost the match, but he was really impressive in that match. Can't think of who it was, but yeah,
It might have
65.
been Marinelli. He lost to Marinelli by 1, I think.
Okay, and it wasn't kind of like the last minute kind of deal.
I think so. I think it was pretty down to the wire, like a 3-2 match or something.
Okay. Yeah, Oklahoma State's got a lot of young talent on their team. They will be.
They got a lot of good recruits too.
They'll be a force to be reckoned with. A shout out to my buddy Benji Doucette, whose son is going to wrestle for Oklahoma State.
Oh, yeah,
Is
he's
he already
redshirting
there?
this year, yeah.
Connor Doucette. He's
Yeah, he's a
redshirting this
heavyweight.
year. Okay, yeah, he is. Benji was on my college team, and that guy was so freaking good. I hate to say it on a podcast that everyone could see, but I could not score a point on that freaking guy. It was like shooting on a brick wall. And yeah, he had off the charts talent, and I'm really looking forward to watching his son's career unfold. He was a 4-timer, right, in Oklahoma?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think for one of his titles, he beat another buddy of mine who was on my college team, Lucas Fortney. And yeah, a lot of talent out of Oklahoma, and they're going to be tough in the years to come. Plus, didn't you pick them as a team to take?
I picked him to get 4th this year. Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of talent. Moving up to 174, I think it's Michael Kimmerer is going to end up being the champion, and I think it was hard to pick the finalist, and I kind of did a coin toss for Romero versus Utah Valley versus Storace, but I picked what's his first name?
Demetrius.
Yeah. I picked Demetrius Romero to make the finals.
Yeah.
Mainly because I could just see like Tim Johnson and those guys being like the first Utah Valley finalist in history. I could see that. I have no real reason for picking him.
Well, he's the 2 seed.
Yeah,
He's tough.
I mean, obviously he's pretty tough.
I think he sat out last year, but he wrestled 165 the year before.
Plus, I saw him in the Big 12 finals, and dude, I'm like, how does that guy make 174? He is just jacked. Like, I weigh 170 right now, and I don't look anything like that. So I'm picking Romero to go to the finals. Kimmerer does not have an easy, well, I guess to the semis it's pretty easy, but Mikey Labriola is really freaking tough. I picked him to end up in 3rd. And Carter Storace would probably be a safer pick for me to pick for the finals. But I would rather see Romero and Kimmerer because we've seen Storace and Kimmerer, and it was not that good of a match. Certainly Penn State will make adjustments, and he'll be probably tougher than he was in the Big Ten finals for Kimmerer, but I don't see Kimmerer losing that match.
Yeah.
Who are you picking to go to the finals?
Yeah, I got Kimmerer beating Storace for the finals.
Okay.
And I think Kimmerer wins it pretty easily. I don't think he'll major him or anything like that, but I think it'll be a pretty comfortable win.
Did he major Carter Storace in the?
No, it was. I know he got some back points.
I thought he got a couple of sets of back points.
He might have, yeah.
Anyway, Storace is really hard to score on, and Kimmerer did a great job of.
He needs to work on his offense against some of those better guys for him to be title contender, I think.
Why don't you call and tell him, Kurt?
Well,
say, hey,
I sent him a message.
I've watched
I said, I hope you don't work on your offense because I'd like to see Kimmerer win again.
Again? Oh, you mean? Okay.
Yeah, it was right after that.
So yeah, Iowa's got all those guys coming back next year because this is a free year.
Yeah.
this is like a trial run for the NCAAs, which is kind of cool. Which is
Yes.
kind of weird that anyone would redshirt this year. Why wouldn't you just
Well, I know a lot of people that
like
have
who does
planned to
Oklahoma?
redshirt. Like Evan Wick was already redshirting before they announced that it was going to be a free year. So he took the year off of school and was training in California, I think.
Yeah, so
So
there's no do overs.
yeah,
Because I was wondering who Oklahoma State even has at heavyweight. Who's their heavyweight?
they've got Austin Harris right now,
Okay.
he's not terrible. He qualified, but he's not great either.
Yeah, I wonder how
Like he's not going to place.
I wonder how O'Connor is doing in that room against those guys.
I know he got to wrestle a little bit this year, some extra matches.
You mean like at open tournaments and shit?
Well, they didn't really have open tournaments, but they did extra matches like
Oh
at
yeah,
duels
like
and
before
stuff
the
like
duels.
that.
I got you.
And they had the Dayton Fix Invitational too, where Dayton Fix was able to get his matches. I think he wrestled something like that.
Is that what they called it? The Dayton Fix
No.
Invitational. Well, he's got like how many matches does Dayton have? He's got like
Well, he got the 4 that day of the tournament, and then they did the Big 12 tournament. So I think he also wrestled a duel against Oklahoma, maybe. So he's got 8 or 9 probably.
Speaking of the Big 12, I was kind of disappointed that they didn't give my buddy Travis Fippin's son Cody a what do they call it? An at-large bid. I was a little
Yeah,
disappointed in
he was
that.
close.
I feel like I have the greasy head,
You might.
a little greasy head action going. Shower about once a month. All right, moving on. Got anything else to say about
For
174?
74, no, not really.
All right, it's Kim Dog Millionaire and everyone else. Actually, him and Mikey Labriola, I think in the semis is going to be probably it should be the finals
Yeah.
if you're asking me. 184, Curtis, take it away, brother.
184 is it's got to be Aaron Brooks, man. I've got Aaron Brooks beating Trent Hidley. I don't know how to pronounce it. I would love to see Hidley beat him because I like him a lot, but Aaron Brooks is damn good.
Yeah,
He's,
he's really good, and it's kind of stupid, I guess, to talk about him potentially being a four-timer when he hasn't won one yet. But you never know.
yeah.
He could definitely. But anyway, let's stick to this year.
But that's it. But Hidley and Bolin are both tough too out of the ACC. Like they've had some great battles, and they'll probably are they going to face off against each other
Bolin and
or no?
Hidley,
Oh no, they're on the opposite sides.
they are on opposite sides. Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
Bolin-
I think they've wrestled 3 times. Bolin won the first 2, and then Hidley got him the last time in the ACC finals. And all their matches have been like right down to the wire.
and you can't count out Lou Dupre from Binghamton, which I know would make
Yeah.
Billy Baldwin. Is it Billy
Yeah.
Baldwin? Which Baldwin is it? That's
I think
always
it's Billy.
he always messes up the NCAA finals. He's
Yeah.
always like interviewing someone. I'm like, interview him
Oh,
later,
I hate
dickhead.
that so much.
I can't. It's my biggest pet peeve when they have the finals and they're like, "We're going
Yeah.
to talk to Kyle
This is
Dake."
the
I'm like,
biggest goddamn match of the
"Yeah,
season, dude.
this is
Shut
the
up.
biggest match of the season. You can pick any other time to interview Kyle Dake. Don't do it during the finals." A few years ago, they did it. It was a really good match too. It was like Nolf and
Nolf and Hidley, wasn't it?
yeah, but that wasn't a very good finals match.
No, it was.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, Nolf was in control the whole time. No, it was damn it, the guy who had the red shirt this year because Ivy League schools didn't wrestle. Yanni Diakmahalis. It was Yanni and damn it. Who's that? Bryce Meredith. Yanni and Bryce Meredith had a great NCAA finals match. And they talked to either David Taylor or I think it was David Taylor. No, it was Kyle Dake.
It was Dake. Yeah.
Because for the Penn State guys, they would talk to David
Dake
Taylor.
wants to watch the match too. He's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for the Penn State match, they would talk to David Taylor, and for the Cornell match, they would talk to Kyle Dake. And there was like 2 of the best matches, and I'm like, just shut up, stop talking through the whole damn thing. Especially because these college guys get they don't get, how often do they get to be on ESPN?
Yeah.
And everybody knows who Kyle Dake is. Oh, let's hear his opinion on this shit. Anyway, that annoys me. Billy Baldwin, you annoy me, buddy. Is it Billy? It's not Billy.
Was it Billy or Steven?
I don't know, one of the least successful Baldwins. Actually, I think he may be one of the more, at least back in the 90s he was. Now nobody really gives a shit. But
yeah.
Billy Baldwin. Beat it, dude. We know you wrestled for Binghamton. We get it. Okay. 97. This bracket for me is difficult to figure out because
Dude, it's so hard.
yeah, because I like a lot of people in this bracket. Do you want to pick your? You want to say who you think's going to win it?
Yeah, the thing is like you could fill this bracket out like 20 different times and get 20 different versions. I originally picked Miles Amin to win it, but I heard he was talking shit and his family was talking shit about Iowa, so I changed my pick. So fuck Miles Amin. I picked Eric Schultz to beat him in the finals. So take that, Michigan.
You're picking Eric Schultz to beat Miles Amin?
Yeah,
No way.
yeah,
Did you see the Big Ten finals?
yeah, I saw it.
And you're picking it just out of spite?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know who else to pick to. I don't think Norfleet's going to beat Schultz. You know, I don't.
Well,
I think Schultz.
if anybody is going to beat Amin, it would be Ferrari in the semifinals.
Yeah, but I got to go with my dude Jacob Warner in that one. Warner over Ferrari.
Oh, that's right, in the
But I
quarterfinals.
should pick Warner over Amin.
So the top half of this bracket is definitely tougher than the bottom half.
Yeah.
Miles Amin is going to have to knock off Noah Adams and Ferrari just to make the finals.
Look at all the guys that could win it. You got Amin, he could win it. Adams could. Buchanan, probably not. I don't know. Warner, he could. Ferrari could.
Yeah, it's very interesting, especially the top half of this bracket. The bottom half is kind of, you know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Michael Beard could be a bracket buster. He could
Uh-huh.
definitely screw that up. I could see him beating Eric Schultz, and I would love it if he did.
Yeah.
I know you hate Penn State, but
I mean, Nebraska sucks too. So
yeah, so it could be either one of those turkeys.
you got Ballsack there. He's tough.
I wish Cam Caffey would have stayed at 184. He was a title contender at 184. Him and Aaron Brooks had an amazing Big Ten finals last year, and I think CURT. Didn't you tell me that he did that for the team?
I think so because that
wrestling is not a team sport.
Malzewski or whatever his name is at 84, and Michigan State placed in the top 5 in the Big Ten tournament. So
yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Cam Caffey, I like
good.
you a lot, buddy. I think you should color your afro again, though.
Best hair in the sport.
Maybe that's why you've taken a few losses this year, buddy, because you haven't colored your afro. I think you should color it blonde again.
That was great. It looked like a hat.
Yeah. And it swayed. I mean, it had everything that you need in an afro.
Maybe we'll see it Thursday.
Yeah, I hope that we do. I think that would totally change the
I like Caffey a lot.
Yeah.
He's, he plays around with a lot of Iowa fans on Twitter, too. He's a good sport.
Yeah, I saw him in an interview, and I liked him a lot also. I think he is going to I don't know how he's going to do at 197, to be honest with you, and he would have to get through didn't you say Schultz handled him pretty good at Big Tens?
I think so. I know Warner did. Yeah.
Yeah, that top half is really hard to figure out. I have Amin winning the whole thing just because the guy who's 5th in the world. I know Olympic wrestling, freestyle and folk style are different, but I could definitely see I could see Ferrari making the finals too. He's a freshman. Is he a true freshman?
Yeah.
True freshman from Oklahoma State, and he looked really impressive in the Big 12 finals. And he's like showboating in the Big 12 finals, what freshman does that? But he did. And isn't he the one that had that little beef with Gable Stevenson?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were talking shit to each other. And
he also had I don't remember what match it was, but he was like tugging on some dude's balls. Did you see that?
No, I did not. He's a ball tugger?
Maybe he'll wrestle against Ballsack.
I would love it if Gary Bullsack, however you say his name, could make the finals just so on ESPN, because one of those buttholes would mess it up. And they'd be like Gary Bullsack with a takedown.
He brought his Ballsack to the party.
Oh, Curtis. All right, so the official brackets we have here, I have Amin beating Schultz in the finals. Schultz is pretty solid, but if it gets to the finals, there's no way he's going to beat Miles Amin, buddy. I'm sorry to rain on your parade.
I don't care.
But the top half has the most action in it anyway. Yeah, Ferrari and Warner. That might be the match of the bracket right there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one.
So yeah, I don't know if I guess we did answer everyone's burning questions if you're watching this. Then we go to heavyweight, where it is going to be Gable Stevenson, and then it's going to be Mason Paris. And my buddy Kurt, he texted me a few days ago and said something about, what do you think of Cassiope getting the 5 seed? And I was like, it doesn't matter, because he's going to get third no matter where he's at in the bracket. He has lost twice this year. Or excuse me, he's lost to 2 people in his career, and it's been Gable Stevenson and Mason Paris, and none of those matches have been close. It's like he can beat the crap out of everyone in the country, but those 2 guys beat the crap out of him every time they wrestle.
Crazy thing is too, like Cassiope, if I remember right, beat Paris pretty good at Fargo their senior year, and then when he went to Michigan and just focused on wrestling, is when he just like jumped levels.
But didn't he like start wrestling in high school, or?
I think so, yeah.
Because his first freestyle tournament was Junior World Trials.
Yeah.
And his second freestyle tournament was Junior Worlds, and he won it. And I think he smashed everyone. So, yeah, Mason Paris is really good, but Gable Stevenson really put it on him.
Stevenson, yeah.
That guy's on a different level. He's so quick for a big guy like that. And he handled old Mason pretty good. And I hated to see it, but Mason looked a little, sorry, Michigan guy. Mason looked a little scared in that match. Like after he started, when Stevenson started talking shit when he was doing all the clapping, and he told him he was going to let him up and give him one more chance, and you know, people don't do that at this level, and I've seen him do that,
especially in the Big Ten finals.
Yeah, and I've seen him do that quite a few times. I remember him wrestling Colton Schultz a few years ago. I think it was Colton Schultz. They wrestled in the finals of some big freestyle tournament when they were a lot younger, still in high school, and he was doing that, like getting in his face after he teched him in like 8 seconds or whatever he did. So yeah, Gable Stevenson is going to win it, and I hope he doesn't quit. I heard him say that this was going to be his last year of college wrestling. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I did. I read that somewhere.
I hope not, because he's fun to watch. But you know, if he can't win 4, then maybe he's just of that mentality that he's like, well, I won 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants to win a gold medal and then go on to WWE.
Yeah,
something like that.
Well, what if he doesn't win the gold medal?
He probably doesn't care. He wants to go to WWE.
Yeah. Well, if you do that, buddy, you're gonna have to work on your chest, because I saw you in your interview, and for a big, huge, strong, cat-like, quick dude, you have a tiny, tiny chest. It almost looked odd, like he's standing there talking. He's this big monster. He's got these little flat boobies, and I was like, if you go to the WWE, dude, they're gonna be like, yeah, you need to go bench press, buddy. I hope you're not watching this, Gable.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, unless he's one of the 7. We're up to 7. By the way.
4 thumbs up.
4 FUs. So yeah, there we go. And who do you have for the team title, Curtis?
I think Iowa's going to wrap it up pretty early. They might even have it won by Friday nights. I've got them scoring about 160 points too.
What's the record? What's
the record's 170, which was the 1997 team with Jesse Whitmer on it.
Yeah. Are they going to have 10 All-Americans?
I don't think so. I think Mirren's not going to All-American, even though I'd like to see him bounce back. I think they're going to get 9, though. I think Brands will do it.
Oh, you think Brands will?
So he's
probably the one that I would pick that.
I've got.
Let me look at 184.
Yeah, I don't have my bracket in front of me, but yeah, I've got him placing 7th.
You do?
Yeah. He's tough, man.
I tell you what, when I saw him at the beginning of the year, when he beat the crap out of Taylor Venz, who actually beat Zahid Valencia last year. I don't care what anybody says. They screwed him in that match, and he's beaten Brooks before also. He's a really freaking good wrestler when he has his head on straight. But where the hell was I going with this, Kurt? Oh, Brand just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And
like 13-5 or something.
No, he majored him. 13-5 would be a major, yeah. I'm good at math. Yeah, he beat the crap out of him. His dad's in the corner. Let him go again. Fucking Brands, man. Those guys are freaking animals. I would love to see Terry Brands wrestle in one more tournament and see how well he could do, like try out for the Olympics
Yeah.
and see how he did. And none of those guys will say, "Oh, I would definitely make the." Some of them will. I asked Jeff Prescott about a couple of people. I was like, "You think you could have beat so and so?" And he's like, "I think I could beat him now."
Yeah.
He's like 50. I love that shit. I wish.
I bet Randy Lewis would probably say some stuff like that too.
He tried out in when did he try out the last time? Like 2000 or I don't know, but he did all right. He beat a couple of good guys. He beat Moza Fay.
Yeah.
Whenever that Olympic trials was. Yeah, I had him on my podcast. He was something else.
Oh yeah.
So who else you got for the team title? We got Iowa, then you're going Penn State
Yeah,
second.
Penn State second, Virginia Tech third, Oklahoma State fourth.
Is there any scenario where Penn State could win?
It's gonna be tough, man, because since Bartlett didn't get in,
Oh, Bartlett didn't get in?
no,
He gave Sammy Sasso a really great match.
he did.
Um,
So he got the first takedown.
So they don't have a 25 that's going to All-American. Well, they might.
Howard might.
Howard could All-American. He
Could.
plays in the top 8.
RBY could win. Nick Lee could win it. 49, they don't have anyone. Berge, I think, will All-American. He
think so?
could.
57.
Joe Lee, no. I don't think he will.
Carter Strachey will probably make the
Strachey-
finals.
There's an outside shot that he could win it.
No,
You don't know.
I do know. He's not going to
I
beat.
know he's not.
He's not going to beat Michael Kelly.
Brooks has a good shot to win it. Beard could All-American, and Kirk Fleet could. He's going to probably place in the.
You think so? I mean, I guess he got 4th. He just in the matches.
Yeah, 4th in the Big Ten.
In the
and he
matches-
get 4th in the NCAA.
In the matches that he lost, he got the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, but it was Paris and Cassiope.
That's true.
I mean, you could look at the rest of the field.
I was going to say that, Kurt, if you wouldn't interrupt me like an asshole. Is there anything else you want to say, buddy?
I'm rooting for Brody Teskey and Tristan Lara from Fort Dodge.
Yeah, there's also some Kansas guys that I'm going to be pulling for. Boo Dryden is at 133. I knew his dad when I was younger. And,
He's fun to watch, too, because he's so tall.
dude, he's
He's
huge.
like a 6 foot tall, 133 pounder.
And his dad on Facebook was like, I wanted him to go 25. I'm like, where is he going to take it from? He how can he make 25? But he's his dad, and he obviously knows him better than me. So maybe he could make 125. But that would be weird.
I don't think he could.
125 pound, 6 foot dude.
Yeah.
My brother, when we were kids, wrestled some guy when he weighed like 120. That was around 6 feet tall, and the dude was just all arms and legs.
Yeah.
It was odd. But yeah, who else? There's other Kansas guys in there, and
Traxler, I think you mentioned. Was one
Nathan
of them.
Traxler wrestles for Stanford.
I actually have a guy from Kansas placing.
Who you got?
Clay Lott. He's from Kansas, right? North Carolina?
I'm not a good Kansas.
Oh, I got him placing though at 174.
That's cool. No, Nathan Butler is from. Is it Nathan
Oh
Butler?
yeah, he's gone. He went to Stanford. He
No,
graduated.
Traxler went to Stanford.
I think it was Butler that went to Stanford. That's who you're
Okay.
thinking of.
Yeah, well, never mind then. That's on you.
But yeah, Butler's good though.
Yeah, but he's not around, so who cares?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guys who didn't get to wrestle last year, and they're giving everybody a free year this year. But like Colin
Yeah.
Moore, especially, and Luke Fletcher.
Luke,
Real Woods. We didn't talk about him at all, but he's what, 41?
Yeah, and he's a 21 seed, I think.
He's
or something.
21 seed, but he gave Luke Fletcher all he could handle last year, and it was very early in the season, but I think it went into overtime, and Fletcher barely pulled out the takedown. And he's a guy that, if he made it all the way to the semifinals, I would not be surprised at all. I don't see him beating Jaden Ironman, but I could see him knocking off Wilson and knocking off Demas. That's another guy we're totally forgetting about, Don Demas.
He might have actually beaten Demas last year or the year before too.
Yeah, Demas is one of those guys that when he's got his head on straight, he can beat just about anybody.
But he normally doesn't.
Yeah.
I would love to see Woods do well though, because he's from Albuquerque.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it, everybody. We really enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you have fun, Curtis?
I did, yeah.
Good. It's one of our first live streams, and if you guys like it, maybe we'll do some more. Maybe we'll come back and do some commentary after the NCAA tournament and see if we were right about any of this stuff. Kurt will probably be more right than me because he's a bigger nerd than I am. That's about it. So if there's no questions from our huge audience, I think we're going to wrap this up. And as always, go to makingithappen.com, help out little Bo Macon. And yeah, help me out by subscribing to the channel and my YouTube, or excuse me, my fan page. Good Lord, Gaither. My website is timgaithercomedy.com. You can follow all my social media links there. Curtis, anything you want to pimp?
You can check out my website, funnyfletcher.com. I've got some videos on there. I also have a podcast, In the Rye Podcast. I have a website for that, intherryepodcast.com. You can go check out some episodes. I had Tim on there, episode 2. Pretty good stuff.
Why wasn't I episode 1?
Because my friend Holly was episode 1.
Oh, Holly.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Holly. I got no problem with you. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. God bless all of you, and enjoy the NCAA tournament. You interrupted my God bless you with a Go Hawkeyes.
Well, I was just making sure the Michigan fan heard.
He's gone. We pissed him off. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoy the NCAA tournament, and take care. Bye.